My parents are literally always asking me, how can you afford this? How can you afford that? And the answer is so simple. I absolutely cannot. A long time ago, I decided that I was not really interested in living within my means. And ever since then, I've lived a very $10 and $20 out kind of lifestyle. I would stop, but it's yet to all come crashing down. I'm doing fine-ish. Credit card companies might disagree, but that's their business.
Satan created critical race theory, and God created Afterpay. And that's that on that. It's a fresh squeezed 5 orange juicy day. Thank God. I hate being in a drought. It's been drier than a mom in menopause in pop culture news lately. But not today. There's major drama between Tinx and Shannon Ford, and it all has to do with the box theory. It is so good. I cannot wait to tell you. Next, Scientology has been sued for human trafficking. Tom Cruise, where you at, boo? Then a documentary and a movie you need to know about, plus a pop quiz where the real ones and the degenerates send in questions for me to answer, and I answer them. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics. Oh my gosh, yes, we're talking about Tinx again. Be quiet. Stop complaining about celebrities you don't know and get to know them. That is the whole point of this show. I'm getting so tired of having to explain this.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The drama is that TikTok sensation Tinx and reality TV sensation / ex-BFF of Kristen Cavallari, Shannon Ford, hate each other. More specifically, Tinx hates Shannon because of the box theory.
I couldn't afford a present this year, so I got you this box.
According to Elite Daily, the box theory is an idea that Tinx came up with in a TikTok.
This is my theory. When men meet you in a romantic setting, they put you in a box. Either they want to date you, they want to sleep with you, or they want nothing to do with you. It's very difficult to shift from box to box. And your behavior doesn't really affect what box you're in to a guy. So if he meets you and he's like, I want to date this girl, you could puke on his shoes and sleep with him on the first night, and it wouldn't matter. Vice versa, if he meets you and he just wants to hook up, you could make him wait 3 months to sleep with you. It's not going to change that. Women are so different. Meet a guy and we're like, oh, he's just for fun. Then 3 weeks later, we're sitting down to brunch with our friends being like, so I'm thinking about Tuscany for our wedding. Developed this theory because for the years I've noticed with me and my friends, it doesn't matter when you decide to sleep with someone. And I get asked this question all the time, Tinx, how long should I make him wait? What about the 3-date rule? What about the 5-date rule? Sleep with him when you are ready. Waiting to sleep with someone doesn't guarantee that he's going to view you as relationship material. Again, sleep with him when you are good and ready. That's the only thing that matters. And don't worry about it.
So what does this have to do with Shannon Ford? Apparently, a lot. Shannon talked about the box theory on her podcast, having no idea that this theory actually came from Tinx. People got snippy, that's Tinx's idea. And so anyway, Shannon went to publicly apologize on Instagram to her and discovered, well, she was blocked.
Blocked and reported.
Shannon then apologized on her podcast, but still got radio silence from Tinx. Everything came to a very dramatic crescendo when both Tinx and Shannon ended up at the same restaurant, and Tinx completely ignored her.
Do not talk to me. I'm not here. Do you hear me? I mean, you don't because I'm not here, but I'm not here.
Why is this juicy? Because Tinx's entire brand is that she's a girl's girl. She's cool, she's laid back, she isn't into all that influencer BS. Shannon truly doesn't care though, because this is turning out to be great content for her. I mean, clearly I'm talking about it now.
Can we please be friends?
But I do want to talk about Tinx's box theory. She says a guy only sees women as fitting into one of 3 categories: a potential partner, a potential hookup, or they're just not interested. It's kind of controversial because some people think there should be really a 4th category, which is they see you as a friend. I feel like guys don't ever see girls as just a friend. More like, is she on or off limits? An example being, she's a super close friend's ex, or she's currently dating a friend, or she's a coworker. Personally, I don't think men ever see a woman as just a friend, and if they do, it's only because they do not find her attractive in the slightest.
Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
I believe it is impossible for a man to truly be only friends with a woman who they also find attractive and not be categorizing it in their mind of, okay, well, when will she be off limits, or when can I move this into a hookup? As Steven Crowder would say, prove me wrong.
Would you like to grab a seat?
No, not really.
Okay, well, just because I noticed that you were yelling and protesting, I thought maybe you had some opinions that you'd like to voice.
No.
Scientology is now being sued for human trafficking. It's the cult that keeps on giving.
Giving? Good
happens?
3 people who escaped Scientology have sued the church and its leader, Dave Mascara.
What's my name?
Leah Remini, who is probably the most outspoken person against Scientology, said to look out for coordinated harassment from the church against these accusers. I know some of you are obsessed with exposing Scientology, but to be honest, I really just find this to be so boring. I am not a cult girl. It's not my true crime jam. I am curious to know what those of you who are into it think of this new lawsuit, though.
I'm so bored. I want to kill myself.
2 more movies I think you're gonna be interested in. The Astroworld documentary called Concert Crush coming out, all about Travis Scott's concert disaster. That's a bold title considering the circumstances. It's on Vimeo or in theaters for CUTEservatives who live in Texas for 1 week only. The documentary filmmaker Charlie Min says, in my opinion, he is a criminal. 10 people died. How do we get around that?
You see, your actions have consequences.
I really thought Travis's career was over, but he just did his first performance since the tragedy, so these streets won't be quiet for long. And anyone a Hunger Games fanatic?
An extra milk.
But I have milk.
Yeah, but you're the one that chokes on water. Scooby-Doo.
Good news for you, it's back with a prequel, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The cast is still hush-hush, so no idea who's back, but the movie will come out in November of 2023. Here's another popular thing I do not like. The Hunger Games. Hate this franchise, hate it all. It's basic, it's boring as hell, it's overrated. The only Hunger Games I'd be interested in is a Chick-fil-A eating contest with McDonald's present and may the best restaurant win.
I don't know, right now I'm thinking about buffalo wings, so maybe chicken wings, I guess, potato skins, loaded potato skins. I could keep going.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's get to the tea. Submit questions you want me to answer every Monday with the link in our bio. It is time for Pop Quiz. Jeanette from Ohio wants to know, when you eat a taco, do you tilt your head or the taco? If you don't eat them, I want the POPlitics crew to answer. Okay, I don't eat tacos. I don't eat any Mexican food. So producers and editors, yell out what you do.
I tilt my head because then the toppings would fall.
No, I tilt my taco. I'm not trying to break my neck.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Debate.
That's what she said. Excuse me? That's what she said.
MK from Florida is wondering, if you could only eat one dinner for the rest of your life, what would it be? Ribeye and crab legs.
Hey, you guys want to go grab some food?
Jules from Ohio CUTEservatives represent, asked what would it take for you to watch Star Wars? Chloroform. Jordan from North Carolina asked, how do you manage time for things that you enjoy, like reading or TV, with such a busy schedule? I mean, the truth is I just say no to other things, like going out with friends on weekdays so I can keep up with everything for the show and then also have time to do something that I like. I rarely ever say yes to doing something on a weeknight.
I think I'll stay behind.
Kelly from Florida, okay Florida, I see you, wrote in saying, I've been single for a while but just can't seem to meet a good guy. Where do you think is the best place to meet a potential boyfriend or husband? Church and through mutual friends. Go out with any girl, a girl you kind of like at work, okay? Indulge her, go to dinner with her and her friends for one night. Someone in that group knows someone, bada boom, bada bing.
What do I think of him? I think there's a lot to think.
It has been intense and mind-blowing reading your messages and comments and reviews about the Columbine Survivor episode on the spillover. Just hearing how this event touched so many lives all around the country. You know where you were and what you were doing. And if you were too little or not born yet and heard this story for the first time, Evan's story is etched into our hearts now. Thank you for listening to that episode and supporting the show with your 5-star reviews. It really does make a difference. Don't forget POPlitics was here before the spillover, so always tap the heart button or the thumbs up if you prefer to watch on YouTube. There is a podcast version of POPlitics too, by the way, if you just like to listen and not watch. Okay, the question today is, do you believe in the box theory? Do you think the Hunger Games is overrated? Post this to your story. Ask your followers if they have ever heard of the box theory with a yes or no poll, and then hit the save button. POPlitics is back every weekday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, so I will see you here tomorrow. It's pop culture without the propaganda every single day. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics.
Clearly, POPlitics is best served visually, but you can also listen to POPlitics if you just want the audio. Subscribe to us anywhere you get your podcasts: Apple, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, and more. Also, make sure that if you are listening to the podcast version, you leave us a 5-star review. And don't forget, subscribe to POPlitics on YouTube.